let's look at a lesson from Siri Kannada grade 9. The name of this lesson is Bedagina Tana Jayapura and it is written by K. Shivarama Karanta. Bedagina means something which is charming or impressive. Tana is a place and Jayapura is Jaipur, a city in India. This lesson is an example of Pravasa Kathana. So in Kannada literature, this is one kind of literature where the author visits a place. That place may have any natural significance or historic significance. So he will visit that place and he will journal whatever he did in that place where he visited. And we get to read it as a lesson. Even in grade 8, there was a lesson, Talekadina Vaibhava, where the author visited Talekadu and visited a lot of temples there, and we got to understand the significance, the historic significance, and all the other important monuments that were available in Talekadu. So in this lesson, the author, he visits a city of cultural and historic significance, Jaipur, and he has detailed the costumes worn by the people, the historic charm, the folk art, and the symbol or proof of scientific knowledge of the kings of Jaipur, Jantar Mantar. This also has a very special mention in this lesson. So let's look at the lesson now. Jayapura nanna palige hosatagiralilla. Hosa means new, hosatagiralilla means not new. So the author says Jaipur is not a new place for me. 15 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಹಿಂದೊಮ್ಮೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೆ. 15 is 15 years. Varsha is years. So 15 years back I had already visited this place. ಈ ಬಾರಿ ನಾನು ಶ್ರೀಪತಿಯು ರೈಲಿನಿಂದ ಇಳಿದಾಗ ಬೆಳಗಿನ 11 ಗಂಟೆಯ ಬಿಸಿಲು ಬಡಿಯುತ್ತಿತ್ತು. And he says this time he visited Jaipur with one of his friends, Shripati. So when Shripati and the author, when they got off the train, it was 11 in the morning. ಮಿತ್ರರಾದ ರೈಗಳು ನಿಲ್ದಾಣಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದು ನಮಗಾಗಿ ಕಾದಿದ್ದರು. So his friend, one of his friend called as Rai, he had come to the station to receive them and he was waiting for them. Nildana is the railway station and ಕಾದಿದ್ದರು is waiting. ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಊರ ಹೊರಗಿನ ಅವರ ಮನೆಗೆ ಕರೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಹೋದರು. ಹೊರಗಿನ means on the outskirts of the city. So his house was on the outskirts of the city. So he took his friends to his house which was on the outskirts. ಹೊರಗಡೆ 4 ಸುತ್ತಲೂ ಉಸುಬು ಹರಡಿದ್ದ ಮರುಭೂಮಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರ ಮನೆ ಇತ್ತು. 4 ಸುತ್ತಲೂ means on all 4 sides. ಉಸುಬು is sand, haradida is spread, marubhumi is desert. So his house was in a desert which had sand on all 4 sides. ಅವರ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಧ್ಯಾಹ್ನ ವೇಳೆ ಸ್ನಾನಕ್ಕೆ ನೀರು ಕಾಯಿಸುವ ಅಗತ್ಯವಿಲ್ಲ. So in that place, usually Jaipur is one of the hottest cities. So in the afternoons there was no necessity to boil water for bath. Snana means bath and kaisu means boil. Agatyavilla is not necessary. So it was not necessary to boil water because naturally the water which came out of the tap was very hot. ಉಸುಬಿನ ಕಾವಿನಿಂದ ನಲ್ಲಿಯ ನೀರು ಕಾದೇ ಬರುತ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಉಸುಬು means the sand. Because of the heat of the sand, the tap water itself was hot. ನಾನೇನು ಬಿಸಿ ನೀರು ಸ್ನಾನ ಮಾಡುವವ. So the author says, I am okay to take bath in hot water. ಆದರೆ ನನಗೆ ಆದದ್ದು ಶ್ರೀಪತಿಗೆ ಆಗದು. So he says, but whatever works for me doesn't work for my friend Shripati. ಶ್ರೀಪತಿ ತಣ್ಣೀರು ನೀಯುತ್ತಿದ್ದ and his friend always wanted to take bath in cold water. ಹೀಗಾಗಿ ಕಾದಿದ್ದ ನೀರನ್ನು ಆರಿಸಿ ತಣ್ಣೀರಿನ ಸ್ನಾನ ಮಾಡಿದ. So his friend had to wait until the water cools down and then he had to take bath. ಅನಂತರ ಊಟ ಮಾಡಿ 1-2 ತಾಸು ವಿಶ್ರಾಂತಿ ಪಡೆದೆವು. ತಾಸು means hours and Vishranti is rest. So the author says after both of them finished bath, they had their lunch and then about 1 to 2 hours they took some rest. ನಮ್ಮ ಮೊದಲ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವೆಂದರೆ ಅಂಬೇರಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗುವುದು. And the first place they wanted to visit in their tour was Amber. ಊರ ಹೊರಗಿರುವ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಿತ್ರ ರೈಗಳಿಗೆ ಅಂಬೇರಕ್ಕೂ ಜಯಪುರಕ್ಕೂ ನಡುವೆ ಸಿಟಿ ಬಸ್ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತಿತ್ತೆಂದು ಸಹ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. And he says his friend was not even aware that there were city buses between Amber and Jayapura. ಹೀಗಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಟಾಂಗಾವನ್ನು ಗೊತ್ತು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ನಗರದ ಮಧ್ಯಭಾಗದಿಂದ ಹಾದು ಹೋದೆವು. So since his friend was not aware that there were bus facilities also, they had to arrange for a tanga. Tanga is the horse cart. So and they had to travel in that tanga. And so the author says they had to pass through the center of the city to go to Amber. ಜಯಪುರದ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಬೀದಿಗಳು ನನ್ನ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನ ಮೇಲೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಪರಿಣಾಮವನ್ನು ಬೀರಿದವು. ಮುಖ್ಯ ರಸ್ತೆ is the main streets. So the main streets of Jaipur had an impact or effect on me. That's what the author is saying. Parinama is impact or effect. ಒಂದು ಶತಮಾನದ ಹಿಂದೆ ಆ ನಗರದ ಬೀದಿಗಳು ನಿರ್ಮಾಣವಾಗಿದ್ದರೂ ಬಹಳ ಅಗಲವಾದ ಬೀದಿಗಳವು. So he says ಒಂದು ಶತಮಾನದ ಹಿಂದೆ, ಶತಮಾನ means a decade, 10 years. So 10 years back they had built or constructed those main streets. But still the streets were very wide. Agalavada means wide. The streets were really wide. ನೇರವಾದವು, and they were also very straight and wide roads. ಬಹುದೂರದಿಂದ ಕಾಣಿಸುವ ಅಂಗಡಿ ಮನೆಗಳ ದೇಶಿ ವಾಸ್ತು ರಚನೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಶೋಭಿಸುತ್ತದೆ. So from a very long distance itself, the shops and houses are visible and they show the local architecture. They were all examples of the local architecture. ಇಲ್ಲಿನ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಮನೆಯು ಒಂದೊಂದು ಶೈಲಿಯದು, ಒಂದೊಂದು ದೇಶದ್ದು ಆಗಿ ಕಾಣಿಸುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. So he says the house and the buildings here, they don't have different styles. They don't look like they belong to some other country. ಆದುದರಿಂದಲೇ ನನಗೆ ಅವುಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ ಮೋಹ. So the author saying that's the reason I have so much of liking and attachment to them. They all look similar. They all look same style. ಇಲ್ಲಿನ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಬೀದಿಗಳು ಸಂಧಿಸುವಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಂದರವಾದ ಚೌಕಗಳಿವೆ. And so when usually in a junction 4 major roads will all come and join. So at those junctions the circles were looking very very beautiful. ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಕಡೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಭವ್ಯವಾದ ಮಹಾದ್ವಾರಗಳಿವೆ. And in certain places you can even see elegant entrances. Bhavya is elegant and Mahadwara is entrances. ಅಲ್ಲದೆ ಜಯಪುರ ಬಣ್ಣಗಾರರ ತವರೂರು. And he says that Jaipur is a home for painters who keep painting the city in colors. ಬಣ್ಣ ಹಾಕುವ ಕುಶಲಿಗರು ಆ ಊರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹಳ ಮಂದಿ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. So he says the people who color the city, a lot of them are there in Jaipur. ಬಣ್ಣದ ಮೋಹವಿರುವ ಜನರು ಬಹಳ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. And he says even the people are so attracted towards colors. ಗಿಡಮರಗಳಿಲ್ಲದ ಸ್ಥಳದಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಸಿಸುವ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಕಣ್ಣಿನ ತಣಿವು ಹೇಗೆ ಬರಬೇಕು? So he says that usually Jaipur, it's very close to the desert. It's a deserted land. So you will not find a lot of greenery. So ಗಿಡಮರಗಳಿಲ್ಲದ ಸ್ಥಳದಲ್ಲಿ, so in a place where there is no greenery at all, so the people living there where they can see no greenery at all, how do you think they cool their eyes? ಹಾಗೆಂದೋ ಏನೋ ಇಲ್ಲಿನ ಜನರು, ಅದರಲ್ಲೂ ಹೆಂಗಸರು, ರಂಗಿನ ಲಂಗ, ಪಾಯಿಜಾಮ, ಸೀರೆ, ರವಿಕೆ, ಮೇಲೊದ್ದು ತೊಡುವ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸದವರು. So he says maybe this is one of the reasons that their costumes are so colorful. There is no greenery anywhere. How do you think the people will cool their eyes? They want different colors. So he says maybe this is one of the reasons why their costumes are so colorful, especially the women. They wear such colorful skirts. Langa is skirts, pajama, sire is sari, ravike is blouses, melody is upper clothing like the veil or the dupatta that they wear. This came into practice because there is no greenery anywhere around. ಅದರಲ್ಲೂ ಕೆಂಪು ಕಿತ್ತಳೆ ಹಳದಿ ಎಂದರೆ ಪ್ರಾಣ. And he says especially this red, ಕೆಂಪು is red, ಕಿತ್ತಳೆ is orange and haladi is yellow. Especially these colors are favorite among the people there. ನಿತ್ಯವೂ ಹೋಳಿ ಹುಣ್ಣಿಮೆ ಮಾಡುವವರಂತೆ ಬಣ್ಣ ಚೆಲ್ಲಾಟ ಅವರ ಬಟ್ಟೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ. So Nityavu means it feels like they are celebrating Holi festival. Holi is a festival of colors, right? So he says that it feels like the people are celebrating Holi every day there because their clothes are so very colorful there. Gandasaru Rangurayare. So he says not only women, even men wear colorful clothes. ಅವರ ಪಂಚೆ ಅಂಗಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ರಂಗು ಕಾಣಿಸದಿದ್ದರೂ ಮುಂಡಾಸಿನ 30 ಮೊಳಗಳಲ್ಲಿ 300 ಬಣ್ಣಗಳನ್ನು ಮೆರೆಯಿಸುವುದುಂಟು. So he says even the shirts and the dhoti they wear, even they are colorful, and their turbans are the best. They have so many colors. There are around 300 colors in their turbans. So that makes it look so colorful. ಸುತ್ತು ಸುತ್ತಿನ ಅವರ ದೇಶಿ ಮುಂಡಾಸನ್ನು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಬಿಗಿದುಕೊಂಡಾಗ ಬಲು ಗಂಭೀರವಾಗಿಯೇ ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತದೆ. So they keep the turban, it goes over the head in layers, right? It keeps rotating around the head, and that turban gives them a very dignified look. ನಾವು ನಗರವನ್ನು ಹಳೆದು ಸುಂದರವಾದ ರಸ್ತೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾದು ಉನ್ನತ ಬೆಟ್ಟಗಳಿಗಭಿಮುಖವಾಗಿ ಹೊರಟೆವು. So he says we went past the city and then we passed through beautiful roads. So this is ನಗರವನ್ನು ಕಳೆದು means past the city. ಸುಂದರವಾದ ರಸ್ತೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾದು, ರಸ್ತೆಸ್ roads. We passed through beautiful roads and then ಉನ್ನತ ಬೆಟ್ಟಗಳಿಗಭಿಮುಖವಾಗಿ, and we started moving towards the hills. Betta means hill or mountain. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು 4 ಮೈಲಿಗೆ ಅಂಬೇರದ ಬೆಟ್ಟ ಸಿಗುತ್ತದೆ. So within 4 miles Amber hill, the hill of Amber was there. ಅಂಬೇರ ಜಯಪುರದ ಪೂರ್ವಕಾಲದ ರಾಜಧಾನಿ. So Amber was the capital of Jaipur many years back in the past. ಹಳೆಯ ಕೋಟೆ ಅರಮನೆಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿವೆ. ಹಳೆಯ ಕೋಟೆ means fort. ಹಳೆ is old, old fort. Then ಅರಮನೆ is palace. All these are there in Amber. ಸಂಜೆ ಮುಂಜಾನೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿಯ ಗುಡ್ಡ ಬೆಟ್ಟ ಹಾಗೂ ಕಣಿವೆಗಳು ಅಪೂರ್ವ ಮೋಹಕತೆಯನ್ನು ತಾಳುತ್ತವೆ. So usually in the evenings and early mornings, the hills and mountains, Gudda Betta is hills and mountains, Kanive is valleys, Apurva is like very rare, Mohakateyannu Taluttave. They have a very rare kind of attraction. During the evenings and in the early mornings, the mountains, the hills and the valleys, they have a very unique and rare kind of attraction. ಹಿಂದೆ ನಾನು ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ಜನವಸತಿ ಇದ್ದಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. So he says when the author had visited Jaipur 15 years back, this place was uninhabitable. Janavasati idiralilla means there were no people lived there. It was uninhabitable for the people. ಹಲವಾರು ಪ್ರಾಚೀನ ಗುಡಿಗೋಪುರಗಳು ಗೂಬೆಯ ಮನೆಗಳಾಗಿದ್ದವು. Prachina is ancient. Halavaru is many ancient temples had been homes for owls and bats because it was in ruins. 15 years back when the author visited that place, it was in an uninhabitable condition, and all these great ancient temples were houses to owls and bats. ಈಗ ಹಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, but now that is not the case. ನೂರಾರು ಸಿಂಧಿ ಕುಟುಂಬಗಳು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮನೆ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡಿವೆ. So he says hundreds of Sindhi families have now made that place as their house. ಅಂಬೇರದ ಬುಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಪುಟ್ಟ ಕೆರೆ. So on the foothills of the Amber hills there is a small pond. Kere means pond. ಕೆರೆಯ ನೋಟ ಸುಂದರವಾದ ನೋಟ. So that is a very beautiful sight. The sight of the pond, it is very very beautiful. ಸುತ್ತಲಿನ ಮರಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಎಳೆ ಹಸುರು ತಳಿರುಗಳು ಚಿಗುರಿದ್ದು ಮರಗಳು ಹಚ್ಚಗೆ ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದವು. So since there was some water body there, all surrounding the water body there were a lot of small plants and some greenery. There were trees and you could visibly see greenery around there. ಕೆರೆಯ ಮುಗ್ಗಿಲಿನಿಂದ ಮುಂದುವರೆದರೆ ಸುಂದರ ಉದ್ಯಾನವೊಂದು ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತದೆ. And if you go past the pond, you can see a very beautiful garden. Udyanavana is garden. ಬಳಿಯಲ್ಲೇ ಕೆಂಪು ಕಲ್ಲಿನ ಹಳೆಯ ಕಾಲದ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಸುಂದರ ಪ್ರತಿಮೆಗಳಿವೆ. And close by, ಕೆಂಪು ಕಲ್ಲಿನ means red stone. ಹಳೆಯ is old, ಹಳೆಯ ಕಾಲದ is old times or ancient. ಸುಂದರ ಪ್ರತಿಮೆ is idols. Beautiful idols are also there. ಪ್ರಾಚೀನ ರಜಪುತ ಕೆತ್ತನೆಯ ಸರಳತೆ, ವೈಖರಿ, ಭವ್ಯತೆಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತವೆ. So the Rajputs who lived, the ancient Rajputs, we could easily see the simplicity of their carvings. Then Vaikhari means skill and Bhavyate is elegance. All this was very nicely visible there. ಉದ್ಯಾನವನವನ್ನು ಹಾಯ್ದು ದಿಡ್ಡಿಯ ಬಾಗಿಲೊಂದನ್ನು ದಾಟಿ ಕೋಟೆಯ ದಾರಿಯನ್ನು ಏರಿ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು. So after you go past the garden, there is a small door. Diddiya bagilu means you have a small door. Dati is cross. You have to cross over that small door and go towards the fort. If you have to go to the fort, you have to climb the hill and go towards the fort. ಏರುತ್ತಾ ಹೋದಂತೆ ಕೆಳಗಿನ ನೋಟ ರಮಣೀಯವಾಗುತ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುವುದು. And so as you keep climbing the hills and when you look down, the sight is so pleasant and very delightful. ನಾವು ಅವಸರವಾಗಿ ಕೋಟೆಯನ್ನು ಸೇರಿದೆವು. So in a hurry we went and reached the fort. ಕೋಟೆಯ ಒಳಗೆ ಅರಮನೆ, and there is a palace inside that fort. ಅರಮನೆಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಿಸಿದ ಸಭಾಂಗಣ, ದೇವಾಲಯ ಮೊದಲಾದವನ್ನು ಅಲ್ಲಿ 2-3 ಅಂತಸ್ತುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ರಚಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. So whatever is related to the palace, the auditorium, the temple, all these things are split across 3 stories, 2 to 3 stories in that palace. So we will continue in the next video.